Golf in VR. Can you make it feel more real? The people at AMVR have designed this newly upgraded long golf club grip accessory for the Quest 3. It's called the GA1. Let's launch it. Launched. Yes. So, having played Golf Plus for a little while now, the only thing it's missing, it's got the immersion, it's got the graphics, it's got the, I don't want to say feel, I don't want to say that word yet. It's got the approximation of what it's like to actually swing a golf club. But it is missing that one thing that every golfer knows. When you hit a pure golf shot, you feel it without feeling it. It just, I get goosebumps thinking about it. You miss that in VR. You don't have that haptic, tactile feedback of the ball hitting the club and flying off. That's where this comes in. They've got something built into it that they say will make you feel the golf shot. Haptic feedback. Haptic. Don't know how they're gonna do it, so let's unbox it and find out. So I've never done an unboxing before. How do you do it? Like, okay, here's the box. Here's the box. Very boxy. Look at those edges. Very box shaped. The box quality, it's almost like a satin finish. Very modern, very demure. I like it. I like the color scheme. It's soft, but set upon a masculine looking club. High tech. There's technology in this. You can tell it's a very technologically advanced box. All right. And to unbox it, all you got to do is open it up. It's amazing how you unbox things. See, it's so easy to unbox things. Try this side. That's better. Unboxing of the AMVR. I already took it out. Ah! Here it is. AMVR. Look at that quality. Carbon fiber shaft. Real golf grip. Shiny. It's got a weight here for extra feel. But here is the magic. Can you see that? Can you see that? Can you see this right here? This is the haptic feedback. Haptic feedback. I don't hear the feedback. How does it work? So it's got this thing here. See? And it's got these little notches here. You kind of see them on there. It's like heavy and light. Heavy and light. So what this is, in the grip here, I think it's some sort of weighted slidey mechanism thing, and you can tune it to release harder or softer or sooner in your swing or later in your swing based on how hard you swing. So it gets activated. It gets activated by your swing speed. And at that point, I think something slides down the shaft and makes that feel pow, right at the bottom. Pow, pow, right at the bottom. I don't know how it works. I haven't really done this yet. I think you gotta, it won't turn. There we go. Okay. You gotta be careful here. Like this looks like it might snap off if you turn it too hard. Just kind of put your hands kind of on the very edges there. And then you can kind of just turn it slowly. And once you get it moving, there you go. Be a little careful with it, all right? Don't break it, don't break it. Okay, so once you unbox it, this little weight here is actually packaged in there separately. You gotta just screw it on with a little wrench they give you. It's not rocket science, you can figure it out. I'm not gonna show you how to do that. But to put the controller in, it took me a while to figure it out because it's got this little shiny button there and it says open, so you gotta kind of slide this over. This is hard to do backwards. Slide, let's do this hand. There, and then you can roll that forward. Now it's open and ready to accept your controller. They're gonna go boop. Ah, my fat fingers. There we go. Get it through the bottom hole. Get it in there. And it slides in one way. And your little trigger will slip in right there. Super easy. And then you just kind of push that back up. Locked in, snug. That's not going anywhere. Loop the strap back over the top. Pull it down and tighten that up. Tighten it up. There. Okay. That's it. That's the whole assembled AMVR CM1 Golf Club. Awesome. The shaft looks like any golf shaft you'd have on a regular golf club. The grip is the same grip you would have on a regular golf club. It's got the nice AMVR logo there, so you know it's not a real golf club. But I think the magic is gonna be in the weighting here. The last controller attachment that I reviewed had one fatal flaw where the club wouldn't rotate properly. Like if you hold a real club, if you just let it go, boom, toe drops down. It's called toe hang, technical golf term. This one does it. But I'm curious to see if that matches up to the visuals in VR. If that happens, that can be huge for me, because in the real golf swing, you can feel when that club is like turning over, wipe, or going the other way. So you can hit hooks, you can hit slices, you can feel that toe weight. It's just different than if there's just a weight at the end of the shaft. There's some extra heft out in the toe that you got to be able to feel to hit a good golf shot. So I'm excited to see if this translates in VR to that. But I'm more excited, obviously, to see if this haptic feedback feels real. So I'm sick of talking about it. Let's hop in and do it. All right, I am back in my Golf Plus sanctuary. My Golden Bear statue is still looking amazing. I am still half Italian. I'm gonna try to keep my head movements to a minimum while I'm in VR, because I know how that can be when you're talking with your hands. All right, gonna keep it steady. Anyway, so far I can tell this thing is gonna be amazing. So right off the bat, I already feel it. If you let this club go, the weight so naturally hangs down. That's natural. Look with my special eyes. Let it hang. Naturally low, naturally low, naturally low. That is ideal for the feeling of the club head in the swing. That's a plus. But what I'm also noticing right now, holding a real club, and yes, this is a wedge, it's a little heavier than this 7-iron, but it's going to weigh the same whether this looks like a driver, a 7-iron, or a wedge. It's still the same weight. So it's not quite heavy enough. The weight in the end needs to be a little heavier. It's probably the same weight, but because the weight of this club head is further away, you can feel it really pull you down a little more. So I would add a little more weight to this, which you probably could do with some lead tape, maybe around a part of it, or just have an extra weight in the box that you can do it that way. But so far, I'm impressed with the way the club hangs down. But it needs to go a little quicker. It's going kind of slow. Maybe you can get a weight. Where's the thing? Some sort of weight attachment on the end, just to give a little extra toe. But let me switch to the driver here. Driver. Boom. All right. So with any new attachment that you get, you need to go into the settings and hit each club and see how they fly to kind of dial them in. I haven't done that with this yet. I just want to see how it feels as a club by itself and not go through the boring minutia of adjusting each and every club. So let's test the features, test the feel. Does it swing? And if you've played golf in VR with like a longer attachment like this, I always feel if you take a big, long swing like you would in real life, like the sensors, how do they know where it is? And then it comes swinging through pretty hard, and I feel like it's going to misread the club. So I try to shorten my swing a bit, go a little smoother, and then give myself a power boost to do it that way. So I tried to play it as realistic as I could. It just doesn't work with these attachments. So you do have to adjust a little bit, but that doesn't mean you still can't get as much reality and feel out of these attachments that you can. So that's where these go. So let's go little driver. I don't know where I'm aimed. Let's just see what happens. That's way left. Oh God, off the rock. Not going to the rock. Might need some adjustments, but I don't care. Feels good though. Yep, they're going left. But that's fine. You can adjust that in the game. Try it again. There we go. Better swing. Yeah, just needs to be a little heavier. AMVR people, a little more weight. A little more weight at the end there. Not much, just a little more weight. There we go. And it's interesting, what I'm trying to do with those shots versus those first two that went left. The first two I was probably releasing like a golf club should. These I'm just trying to hold off a little bit and keep that face square. Okay, so now for the moment of truth, I'm gonna turn on the haptics. Haptics activated. It's gonna take a while. I'm gonna just turn it all the way to the left and see what happens. All right. Is there any difference? Oh. Whoa. Oh my God. Let's get back to earth. I mean, this is pretty cool. I could crush one. Oh, I've got a bar up here. How do I get up these stairs? How do I get up to this part of the game? I have never seen this. That's pretty sweet. I like this furniture. All right, so I got the haptics turned on. There's definitely some action going on in there. I don't know what this is going to do. Wish me luck. Slow swing. Let's just start slow. Whoa. That was interesting. Let me do that again. Huh. I thought the club was going to break, but I got to trust it's not. It's just something inside. There's two wolves inside of me. One of them loves to play golf. The other one loves pizza. All right. Ooh. Okay. So there's a slide mechanism that's pushed out by your swing, and it, boom, hits the end, and you feel the click. It's pretty loud, pretty jarring, but it's hitting way back here, not where I'm hitting the ball. So I got to adjust it. Let me tighten this down. Like a half turn. I don't know. Is that good? All right, half turn. Where's my club? There we are. Still too early. Adjust it again. Keep adjusting. Turn it another. I'm gonna go full 1, 2. Closer. Let it reset. Try that again. It's such an odd feeling. It's not, it doesn't feel like a golf shot. I'm just going to say that. The click is not realistic. The sounds in the game are great. Like when you hit the shot with whatever club you're hitting, the sounds are accurate. It's pretty close to real life. So you don't need that much sound feedback from this. If they could deaden that somehow and just give you a little vibration, a little something, just soften it up. You don't need it to be so harsh. And that will also make the timing less crucial because it's pretty jarring to feel it. Right at the end, but you cannot argue with that shot. Tight little draw there. I'm gonna give it one more little half. Did I go in the water? I'm gonna give it one more half turn. It's not quite there. You don't need the click. You don't need all of that feedback. Oh, it's so close to being so good. It is so close. How can you deaden that? I don't know. There just needs to be something. It just needs to be softer. That's all I'm going to say. All right, let's wrap this up. 3. First of all, I want to commend AMVR for attempting to add haptic feedback to a VR golf club. Kudos to you for attempting this. I'm going to get to my thoughts on that in a second, but let's just go over the overall quality of the club. I'm going to say the quality of the club as a VR golf attachment is very high. You cannot go wrong buying this just to use it as a VR golf attachment. It's way better than using just the controller. If you ever tried that, you know how silly that is. It's gonna be better than the short kind of sticks unless you've got limited room and you can't really swing, but this is kind of the perfect length for like a VR golf club, I think. It gives you the length and enough realistic feel when you're looking in the game and holding it up. It matches up well with the length of the golf club in your visuals. The weight of this one could be a little heavier. I wish they would add an extra weight, or you can maybe add some lead tape to the end of that. It's super cheap and easy to do and just kind of feel it out. But I like how it hangs naturally. It makes the game feel more realistic that way. The swing weight, like I said, a little light, but the quality is there. Carbon fiber, looks sharp, it looks good. You can't go wrong buying this product to use it in VR. So now on to the big selling feature of this product, the haptic feedback. So for me, it's a great idea. Great idea. They implemented it well, but for me, if you're in VR, you're already immersed in this world. You got the sounds. The sounds in Golf Plus are great. You hear the birds, you can hear the wind. When you swing a shot and hit a shot, it makes a sound, and it sounds realistic, and you hear the ball flight. Depending on if you're hitting an iron or a wood, it makes a different sound. When you swing this, it makes one sound. It makes a loud sound. It makes a sliding sound and then a loud click. That isn't a realistic golf shot. No golf shot sounds like that. And it's so loud that it overrides the rest of the game. But you can turn it off, which is what I'm gonna do when I use this. So while I commend AMVR for actually attempting this, I think it can be improved on. Great idea, but we can improve it. Just make it softer. I don't wanna hear any sounds coming from this golf club at all. No sounds whatsoever. Soften the feeling. It doesn't need to click. You don't need to hear that click. All you need is just a vibration, just a feeling like you've made contact. You don't need to hear it. The game takes over for you. So let it work with the game. And then this will work with your swing and totally get you immersed. Because when you add real feel to a VR game, it's gotta feel good because the visuals and everything else is spot on. So the feeling needs to be spot on. As far as a golf attachment, just to use in the game, super high quality, definitely recommend. And if you're gonna get a long attachment, get a quality one, which is what the AMVR will offer. So check out the link below. Should have a link there to the AMVR website where you can order one of these suckers. I never know how to end these things. I'm just gonna do it right now.